Hello, everyone. Okay, it's working. Very nice that you're here. Thank you for joining the keynote, and let's get started. I think I'll repeat the same words, but I think to highlight that in a world of constant change, having a clear purpose and direction is very, very important. I think we know this more than anything, especially the past years. We've lived in a very volatile world. And yes, what it means for us at H&M, it's actually continue to be a global fashion leader and really sticking to our purpose, which is actually liberating fashion for the many. Today, I will actually focus more on how digital operations and the digital store plays a key role in bringing this vision to life, and how we can drive an elevated and inspirational and customer-centric experience through our digital operations. The keynote will explore how H&M, or where H&M actually stands today, how we can continue to build on our strengths, but actually even more important, how we can actually turn around our opportunities to deliver even more inspiration and guidance for our customers. And in the end, it's all about talking about digital. It's all about aligning our digital store with this brand direction and making sure that we follow our brand identity and shaping H&M's future as a global fashion brand and creating meaningful connection with our customers on every single touch point. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the agenda. I will focus on 3 key areas, talking about H&M brand identity. Then I will deep dive into what the new digital experience at H&M means, and wrapping up with 3 short takeaways. But first things first, a quick introduction. I think our dear host already did that, but just quickly, I'm Alexandra Duca. I'm very new to Berlin. I literally moved here like 1 month ago, and it's also the first time at this conference. I just relocated from Shanghai. I was there for the past 3.5 years. Super exciting time, especially working with e-commerce in China. Quick intro about myself, also my career. I think it's always, at least I find it inspiring when you meet people in the industry to learn about their journey. I've been with H&M for 10 years, mostly working with e-commerce in Europe and also Greater China. And I've had roles in e-commerce, but also merchandising e-commerce, and also in China, I've also worked with marketing. And I have worked mostly in the region, so with our sales markets, but have been working with a lot of global strategy projects and in the regions with a lot of initiatives to actually drive growth for e-commerce. And I think the most exciting part for me in the journey is being like working with our teams, and I think especially leading the teams through challenging times, or more, let's call it opportunistic times. And I think the one thing that comes in my mind, it's the COVID period in Europe, when the e-commerce had an amazing boom. And it was all about how we can drive innovation in a very fast way, but also profitability, of course, through the digital channel, but also through improving our omni-channel operations. Some things I'm proud of at my 10 years at H&M, I think it is driving e-commerce growth. I mean, we've had a fantastic journey establishing digital over the past 10, 15 years in the company, but also really working with expanding the digital presence in China. I think that must be one of the most exciting things I've experienced in the company, because it's a very fast-changing environment over there. I think a lot to learn and a lot to bring back to Europe. And things I've been working with there is driving expansion on new platforms. We launched on JD when I was there. We launched on Pinduoduo, which is actually the mother company of Temu. I think most of you are more familiar with Temu than Pinduoduo. And also we launched on TikTok shops last fall, or what's in China is actually called Douyin, because it's separate companies. So yeah, that's a bit about myself. Maybe this took longer than planned, but bear with me. So let's deep dive now into my keynote. I would like to start, of course, with H&M's brand identity, which is actually the foundation of everything we do in the company and towards our customers. We have a clear purpose. It's relatively newly introduced for us, but overall we stand for liberating fashion for the many, and is really creating a world of elevated products, but also designing experiences that allows our customers for self-expression. Yes. It's also about unleashing the self-expression. This is very important for us at H&M. It's at the heart of how we approach things in general. And we want to create an emotionally vibrant world where self-expression is unlocked, revitalized, but also reimagined. And before we move forward, I think it's always exciting to maybe, have a video or pictures. I think it speaks 1,000 words. So let's watch a 30 seconds video.
A city is defined by its people, their style, their music, a collection of radically curious perspectives, their sound, the look of the place. Music and style uniting us around the world, celebrating the power of self-expression.
Yes, 12th of September, a very key date for us, 12th of September 2024. It's actually when we launch our autumn-winter collection, and at the same time we launch our new brand identity. And fun fact, this is actually from the fall-winter collection. Really hard to get it because it was actually sold out very quickly. I actually had to go to our showroom to make sure I have it. But yes, it's very exciting launch for all of us in the company. Tremendous work that went into it, and a lot of months of preparations. But just like what the launch actually included, of course, except launching the fall collection, we had exciting collaborations, such as the one with Cherry XCX, a lot of global activations, and I would say most importantly, we also had an upgraded store experience. So that's where we actually introduced our new digital store, a whole new takeover, which I will talk about shortly. How we approached this launch, we actually rolled out 12 events in 8 key cities with dedicated fashion drops to really drive inspiration. Every event actually had its own identity. It was really catered for the location, and we also had key city hosts to really tap into the unique DNA and culture of that specific location. The event celebrated style, sound, community, and overall self-expression. And it was really a space where local audiences could connect with our brand in a meaningful way. And of course, connecting back to our purpose, liberating fashion for the many, we also really wanted to open it up to the public as much as possible, of course. So all our customers were able to sign up for a chance to be able to attend all these events through our social media channels. Not trying to sell it, but I think it was exciting to see that we had a really strong reception in general, both from consumers and also from, I would say, globally from media in general. And I think it was for us a great excitement to see that people and customers and everyone is really excited and engaged around the brand transformation that we are on right now. But zooming in a little bit more into the company, nothing new for anyone that works in retail, but at the base of what we do is, of course, product, experience, and brand. They need to come together in a very seamless way. We know that everything does start with a product, but it's clear that experience, especially through digital as well, plays a really crucial role in elevating H&M and really establishing ourselves as a credible fashion brand. Also, it's all about how we can keep up with the heat and actually engage with our consumers in a more exciting way. It's how we can actually go beyond the traditional way of driving retail experience. So here I have just one picture from a really cool event that we had in Soho in New York in November. So I think it's all about how all parts, product, experience, and brand comes together that creates something greater than the sum of its parts. I think that's where magic actually happens. You can't drive one independently. It's really how you find that sweet spot in combining the three of them. Yes, talking about digital then, and why I'm actually here today, and what's really at my passion and my core. H&M digital strategy is directly aligned, of course, with our broader brand direction. While product remains central, customer experience and digital operations are critical in establishing H&M as a global fashion leader. Therefore, more than 1 year ago, or actually it's been months in preparation, all the digital teams, together with a lot of other cross teams from the company, they came together with a clear mission. And that's to elevate H&M digital store. We realized that we need to improve our experience, our navigation, and pretty much have a whole new takeover on our digital store. Really go from a generic retail experience to really being a global fashion brand that we want to be, not just in words, but also how we are meeting our customers and how we're meeting them on all touch points globally. And zooming out a little bit at some industry facts, I have here some highlights from Business of Fashion, for example. It is known that a brand's website must strike a delicate balance between telling the brand story while also maximizing e-commerce growth. I think all of you guys that works with e-commerce and runs a digital store knows how important it is to maximize transactions and sales, but also like how do we do that in a way that it stays on brand, that we're not maybe sometimes overly aggressive with communication or content or activations, but really that sweet balance driving inspiration while also maximizing your conversion, for example, on the website. Another highlight, according to experts, is that a website, it is not just a sales channel. For most brands, it is their biggest store, and it is a key touch point where you actually bring your customers into the world of your brand. So here I will just show you briefly. I guess many of you guys maybe show with H&M have seen the website at least once, but I will show you like what it looked like before and what it looked like after. And of course, stating the obvious, I'm showing the app because we know that at least also for H&M, but I guess globally now, also in Europe, 90% of our customer journey is happening on smartphones. And when it comes to new customer acquisition, we still see 50% of them coming from mobile web. But what we do know is that our app visitors or app customers are by far the most loyal customers that we have in the brand. And also like their first point of interaction, if you go through the app, is of course the start page and the department page, versus if you go through mobile web, like where we get a lot of new customers through, they mainly land in the lower parts of the funnel. So I'm choosing to show mainly the start page and department page, and just this what it looked like before, this what it looked like after. Just a quick screenshot. We've done, like I said before, like a whole upgrade on everything from fonts to navigation to the content that we use, content placement, checkout, like literally 360 on the user interface. And also, I think something that I'm personally very excited about, we also introduced a studio destination, which is pretty much a destination on the website where we have the latest styles, the latest exciting fashion drops, and also curated editorials, whether it's with like key stakeholders in fashion or key influencers. And here I have 2 influencers from Germany. I guess most of you guys maybe recognize them if you work with social media. Yes. And we actually went live, like I mentioned before, on 12th of September 2024, the same time as launching the new brand identity and launching our fall collection. Very exciting and very important milestone for us in the company. Yes, and of course, a lot of work that went in, a lot of excitement around the launch, but also looking at the success, like trying to understand, okay, was this successful or not? But first, I think it was very important for us to actually define, okay, what does success look like? Because like I mentioned, it's beyond just looking at the transaction and, sales coming from digital. We actually was all about, okay, how can we understand if increasing fashion perception, driving customer engagement, and also stickiness on the website. So it was beyond just looking at, okay, do we drive more conversion or not? It was all about, okay, we want more overall engagement from our consumers. And it's also essential that we need to balance the short-term gains with long-term. So staying also clear and connected to our long-term goal, not just chasing the here and now results. So what has changed and what have we gained with it? Overall, I can't share too much information, unfortunately, but like some high-level insights is that we saw an increased brand relevance among our young female demographics. This is actually the target audience we wanted to increase the most around. I think something that super proud of. We saw really strong returns on full price sales during the launch. I think that was definitely beyond our expectations. And of course, it offers key insights for future growth. And I think despite the general expectation from the industry that maybe when you do such a big digital shift to your store, you should expect like a third or like drop in transactions in the beginning. We definitely didn't see that. And I think it was really a strong trend that we had both right after the launch and then continue, of course, the months after as well. Looking at customer behavior and engagement on site, we had higher stickiness. We also saw a much higher usage of our on-site search with more searches per session overall. Stronger engagement with our category entries. And also we had really increased product discovery, both through product recommendations, but also customers navigating PDP to PDP. So those were just some key highlights around customer behavior and some key results when it comes to the launch. And yes, wrapping up with 3 takeaways. Change requires clarity. Clear directional purpose are essential in a constantly evolving world. Digital role in the brand journey, it is more than just a sales channel, and it is central to H&M's credibility and vision as the leading fashion brand. And thirdly, digital store as a global touchpoint. The digital store must inspire, guide, and reflect H&M's purpose across all touchpoints. We are in for a major shift right now, and our aim is to continue to inspire through strong fashion and strong customer experience. Thank you.